Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Charade Maniacs, continuing Gyobu's route. And Gyobu just got handsy and inappropriate. And are we surprised? Not exactly. No. I mean, I didn't say, oh, I bet he's going to be the handsy inappropriate bastard, but I'm really not surprised you're that one. So, anyway. At noon the next day, I tried to find the right time to call Dazai. I'd calmed down a bit, so I wanted to check something.
Oh, this is rare. Oh, what's wrong?
Is Gyobu near you?
Gyobu? No, he's not. What about Gyobu?
I'm wondering if he made it back okay.
Made it back?
Oh, did you meet him in the morning? Is he awake?
He's not awake. He's been asleep the whole time. And then again, that's nothing new.
Oh, well, okay then. Thank goodness. I wondered if it was okay to just leave him there, but knowing Gyobu, also, he tried to accost you, so you trying to get him back was probably not a good idea.
Did something happen with Gyobu?
More like, we just had a little chat. Nothing more.
I see.
I'm sorry to call you so suddenly. Well, bye now!
Gyobu isn't a bad person. He thinks differently from others. He may not see eye to eye with everyone else. So you can't take what he says at face value. But watch what he does instead. And that makes it easier to see.
Okay, what he says, don't take what he says at face value, it's what he does. So pinning me down to the desk and trying to force a kiss on me is, really douche behavior, so... I don't think that's helping his case. What he does. But I sometimes want him to think a little before he acts, too.
Oh, well, he can be eccentric sometimes.
That's an understatement. He can be very eccentric.
Either way, I trust him a lot. I think he can be trusted. Although he does seem to suspect me.
But then again, if Jazai's the producer, then absolutely, as the producer, you would be like, I can trust Gyobu. I trust him. I think he's fine. I don't think he's a traitor. Because I know who they are. You know what I mean? So that's not making you look better. After saying that, Dazai laughed a little. Gyobu said he didn't trust anyone, so he probably didn't trust Dazai either. You trust him even though you know he suspects you?
That can't be helped. I actually trust him because he distrusts me.
Gyobu said something similar to me, too.
Huh?
He said that I became more trustworthy to him the more I suspect him.
I see.
Do you know what that means, Dazai? Dazai seems like he knows what it means.
Maybe the producer and sponsor don't have a need to suspect others.
That may be true, but they probably know that already. It could just be for show.
Maybe. Well, they seem to want to continue the Otherworld stream for as long as possible. If that's the case, I don't think they try to put the blame on a particular person to accuse them as the traitor to cause more chaos.
I see. Although, again, that's not helping your case, Dazai. Because, Dazai's I don't want people to suspect me. Well, actually, that is helping your case. I don't think they try to put the blame on a particular person to accuse them as the traitor to cause more chaos. The producer and sponsor would want to lay low. They're not trying. And you notice, Shigasaki and Futami are more, questioning him. Are you just gonna beat people up to get the answer? Gosh, I really hope we can figure this out soon. They're just being very innocuous with their statements. They're not really... Shigasaki is not offering any kind of advice, tips, or anything. He's just interjecting with, oh, I really don't know, or I hope they're okay. Just very simple, nonchalant, very innocuous statements that neither, add or detract from the conversations that other people are having. And Futami only really poses questions. What are you gonna do if you find out? What are you gonna do to get them to say that they're the sponsor? Are you gonna beat them? What are you gonna do about that? You know what I mean? He's leading conversation. He's I'm throwing in questions to make people talk, but I'm not, again, not offering anything that adds or detracts from what anyone else is saying. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm simply throwing out questions so it seems like I'm participating in the conversation. I mean, obviously I'm participating in the conversation, but I'm not really adding anything or putting my opinion in Because, so I'm not really telling the truth. I'm not really lying. I'm just, you know, hey, so what do you think about this? You know what I mean? Like, you were letting the other people come to this decision and figure it out. You guys are just standing on the sideline. So technically, yeah, you're not trying to blame other people. You didn't say, yeah, no, I agree. They sound suspicious. You're like, guys, I don't know. And like, you know what I mean? But Dazai has also been like that. So has Haiji, to be fair. They've both been like, well, Haiji's always been like, what? I don't understand. And Dazai's just like, not opening my mouth and saying anything. You know? But I'm trying to think this through here. So, like, the other one, they want to continue it as long as possible. They don't think they try to put the blame on any particular person. But it's interesting. Well, Haiji, if Haiji's the producer, but Haiji or Dazai, both in the same boat, where they've both been outcast. Gyoba, all three of them. One of them's the producer, okay? It doesn't matter who at this point. They've all been outcast. They don't want to blame anybody else because, to Dazai's point, they just want to, you know, they want to keep this going as long as possible, so they wouldn't want to point fingers at other people. They don't want to cause that kind of chaos and whatever. They just want the stream to keep going. But at the same time, I don't think they try to put the blame on a particular person to accuse them as the traitor to cause more chaos. But the sponsors would, actually, because, like, Futami wants to cause chaos, and the chaos is making the drama better. Because think about it, Akase really doesn't trust Dazai anymore, right? Akase and Dazai are in a drama together. It's going to be harder to act. You're going to get a punishment. So honestly, Dazai, no, I don't agree with you here. Like, huh. So now I'm like, is it more suspicious that Dazai's saying this because you're trying to cover up the fact that no, the the producer and the sponsors would want to make more chaos because that would be more fun. And if we guess wrong, we're fucked. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they'd want... Like, they're not going to purposely be the first person, like Akase pointing, oh, Dazai's totally fucking sus. We know Akase's not the producer, but if he were, he wouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to get directly involved and do that. He's going to sit back and watch the shit unfold, but they're not adding or detracting. They're like, hey, the chaos is happening. I'm just going to let people go. Because, like, Dazai didn't say anything. Dazai could have defended himself, but he didn't. Why? You know what I mean? That could just be like, listen, I don't owe it to anybody. It's going to answer more questions if I say I was here before. And what's the point? Or I'm not going to say anything on the producer. It's going to sow more chaos, and that's actually what they want. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if I believe you that I don't think they try to put the blame as on person to cause more chaos. Like, I think they would. Okay, okay. Yes and no. I don't think, like, again, they would specifically be like Akase, oh, so-and-so's totally the traitor. They're not going to get involved in that, pointing fingers, but I do think they enjoy the chaos. So, like, you know, I see.
That's different if they have another motive.
As I added that idea to the mix, yeah, do you? You seem to have a lot of insight. Could just be you're smart, could be sus, I don't know anymore. We ended our talk there, and I hung up before jumping into bed. He trusts someone more if they suspect him more. I think that's what he said. Mose said that he won't trust anyone but me, but he definitely isn't the producer. We're childhood friends, and we're always together. Can't be him. Also, we've already gone down his route, so yeah. Ibana said he trusts none of us, and he's a previous participant. Probably isn't the traitor either. Also, agree. That's why Yobu, who also doesn't trust anyone, might be trustworthy. I mean, I guess that logic's not totally unsound. Like, because again, like, Ibana was a prior participant and he doesn't trust anyone. It makes sense. You know? Yobu not trusting anyone makes sense. He doesn't know. Because as a prior participant, you don't know who the sponsor or producers are. Although, Yobu was a prior participant. He knows that. He found that disc. But it sounds like in that they were... Okay, well, one of them, they were pointing out who the director was like, oh yeah, you found who the producer is. And then the other one, we watched another one, and it was like, people were talking, oh, you were lying, blah, 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 and that's where we heard Gyobu. We might have heard him on both, but he knew who the producer was in the prior stream. Would indicate that, right? So... Curious. Anyway. He took the episode from the previous stream and hid it and did things to make him look suspicious. And did things that made him look suspicious, yeah. He also says stuff he shouldn't all the time. What if he was working alone to try and find the producer? I thought to myself about it, but there was no answer. Yobo said that the answer was inside of me, but I highly doubted that. Yeah, because you're the producer. Dude! Man, I'm secretly hoping. If I could just tell the truth from a lie. If only that didn't happen, I'd be able to believe in Gyobu a little longer. But after remembering what happened that night, my face started to heat up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you keep flashing to that CG where he's giving us that look and he's got us pinned down, and I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate it. Like, I'm okay with this. I was surprised by how quickly I was able to react. However, the mix of complex emotions was just as surprising to me as well. I really hate how he tried to jump on me and kiss me. But I don't hate Gyobu. I hate that he did that. Do you really? Or are you just like, I should hate it, but I don't? Like, we should hate all the lying trash bandos, but we don't. In reality, absolutely. But in these games, hell no, I'm here for the trash, man. Maybe he would do that to any girl. I'd hate to do something like that with someone I don't like, but maybe Gyobu's different. Is he joking? Maybe he wasn't being serious. But he didn't say that either. What if he was being serious and he likes... I thought about that possibility and I felt my heart was being twisted in a vice. I kicked him because I didn't like it. But I don't like it either if he was just joking. I hate that he did that, but also I kind of like that he did that. Yeah. It's all wrong. Now really isn't the time for me to be thinking about this. I have to verify the truth. Before I knew it, I was more interested in what Gyobu was actually thinking rather than learning the truth. I hated myself for thinking that way. I tried to change my mindset by going down to the living room and I saw Futami there drinking coffee. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. I'm surprised you can tell. There are just some things on my mind. I can definitely tell that much. You're always so cheerful and considerate of the people around you. Thank you. I'm feeling down about that right now because I'm having trouble with it. Oh, really? I know you're doing your best to understand those three on the other side. When the three were being quarantined, Futami was the first to figure out what I thought, tried to mediate among us all. Things had been the same since then, and when Futami was on lookout, he always allowed me to go see them. Yeah, because he's like the drama. That's why Futami was one of the few who knew that I'd been going to meet with those three. You won't tell the others, will you? Of course I haven't and I won't. It's something I can't do. It's something I can't do, so I just wanted to compliment you on it. That's not true. The cleaning team actually functioned thanks to you, Futami. But it's true. I know myself better than anyone. It's something I can't do. I'm always on the side of being helped. Of being helped? Yeah, in the past, someone helped me by reaching out like you do. Someone who I respect greatly. Oh, see, this is right here. This is the moment where Futami's admitting is a fanatic. Someone help me. Someone I respect. Someone who I respect. And I'm not a fanatic over them. Futami appeared to be reminiscing about someone, so I quietly looked on. It was rare for Futami to talk about someone like that. But then remember in Futami's right, he's like, I thought you could be like me. I wanted you to be a sponsor, so now are you starting to... is that switch starting to flip in you right now? You're similar to that person, and that's why I want to try and help you out more. But I can't right now. I think it can't be helped. Everyone's already on edge. I understand that something needs to be done about it soon. Right. Be best if we could all cooperate together instead of fighting over things like we are now. Yeah, you're right. Yobu told me to suspect everyone, but that's difficult for me to do. I still am unable to completely doubt Kyobu. If possible, I want to get along with him and fall in love with him. Maybe kiss him. And besides, if Kyobu's working alone to try and find the producer, I want to help him. If we learn the truth, we don't have to suspect anyone anymore. Thank you. I feel much better after talking with you, Futami. I don't understand, but I'm glad it could help. Futami laughed as he downed his coffee. I bowed to him in thanks and thought about what I needed to do next. I may say that, but it still feels too awkward to see Gyobu now. Besides, I already asked him everything I wanted to yesterday. While I was thinking, I heard a soft notification. It was the signal for the start of a drama. I hope it's a romance drama with Gyobu and I. Oh. Doesn't seem to be the drama with Akase and Abana. Hey, those are supposed to be on like a 7-day cycle. They just did one yesterday. Thank goodness. Oh, it's Haiji and Gyobu. It's the first episode. It's a new drama. Probably won't be that extreme. Right, that's a relief. I sat down on the sofa and turned on the screen so I could watch the stream. The drama would start within a few minutes. Speaking of which, Gyobu goes to your school. I tend to forget because he never wears his jacket. Seems that way, but I've never met him and he refuses to tell me which class he's in. Kind of fickle that way. More he enjoys confusing others makes me think he's weird. Yeah, although here's the fun part, right? Dazai being like, I don't think the producers or sponsors would want to like suspect people or like push you in that direction or whatever, right? And then there's me. Every time there's a big debate, Shigesaki and Futami are just kind of either Futami's asking questions to kind of like, just throwing questions out there, like participating without participating, really, without putting any thoughts or actual thoughts or feelings on the matter in there. And Shigesaki's over there just adding nothing, right? Throwing in stuff that adds nothing. But now Futami's like, yeah, he goes to your school, right? Yeah, he's kind of weird. Like Futami's like planting something in our head. Like, what are you trying to do here? And it's interesting that when it's a group, he's not saying anything, offering anything, just like, what are you going to do? Torture him? You guys, I don't think we should fight like that. Like, just throwing out generic shit, And now he's like, got all these actual, like, real thoughts coming out, It's like, again, when they're all, everyone's fighting and arguing, just being like, what are you going to do? Torture him? Guys, I don't think we should argue. Yeah, that's not adding or detracting. That you're stating shit that's useless in the fight that's going on, right? But now he's offering things that have substance. Like, so he goes to your school. Yeah, but I don't know what class he's in. Yeah, no, that sounds like him. Just makes him seem weird, doesn't it? And it's like little things that, just innocuous little things that are like little seeds in your brain. That's gonna come up later. Interesting. It felt like that observation of Gyobu was one shared by many. Only Dazai would be willing to say he trusts him. Which then makes Dazai look crazy, or suspicious. Are you watching the stream? Dazai had come down from his room and sat on a chair in the living room. It's a rare combination, so I'm watching it. And from the acting I've seen until now, neither of them are team players, so the drama might be hard to watch. I understand what you mean, but that's a bit harsh. It may depend on the content. Oh, it's starting! The drama started after a few minutes of preparation. It was a drama about two brothers fighting. Haiji was cast as the older brother and Gyobu the younger. Okay. Wait. That's funny. Okay. Haiji's I feel like this is... If it were the reverse, you'd be like, understandable because, quote, Haiji's 12, okay? Right? Bullshit, though. But the fact that they're putting Haiji's the older brother, I feel like that is absolutely another little flag. Like, see, we cast him as the older brother because he's not really motherfucking 12, and you know it. Like, Yobu's the older one here in reality. No, I doubt it. Why cast it like... Oh, that's Futami. I thought it was Tomose. Why cast it like that? Is it because of the height? Or how calm they each are? Sounds rude, but I can't deny that. Meanwhile, the acting continued behind the screen.
And you're fine with me having everything taken away? Where's your pride? Have you never had any?
I threw that away a long time ago. Brother, you're superior to me in many ways. I'm fine with that. It's interesting to see whether their real life personalities are to see when their real life personalities are so different. When both of their presentations are monotone. They're amateurs. Give them a break. Still, looking at Haiji from here, he really doesn't look like he's 12 years old. Again! Again! The game is now literally slapping you in the face. Like, have you figured, there's no way he's fucking 12. Have you gotten it yet? Listen, I was sus of that from day one, mostly because ew. Okay? Like, but now the game, if you were like, oh, okay, really? He's 12 shit, and you were believing the game, if you fell for that shit, the game's slapping you in the face with this now. Yeah, when you talk to him, he does seem more like a grade schooler. We talked about them as the act continued. He does, no, yeah, when you talk to him, except for all those times. When you talk to him, he seems more like a grade schooler. Yeah, again, it's an act. But again, is she forgetting the times we've talked to him where it's just the two of us and everything is like, this is way more insightful, intuitive, and deep than you have ever gotten. There's no fucking way if you're actually what you're doing this. I'm not saying a child can't magically come up with something and you're like, wow, that was unexpectedly deep, holy shit. But then 2 seconds later, they're back to being stupid. Okay, I'm not saying all kids are stupid, but you know what I mean? Like, kid intelligence, where you're like, all right, you don't know a lot of shit because you haven't had life experience, so it's understandable. Every once in a while, you're like, Jesus Christ, are you 80 in that body? What the fuck? And then they go back to being 6. So there's no fucking way that Haiji, though, can sit there and have these conversations. You're like, this has been like about an hour-long conversation that we've had. And you are very deep, intuitive, and like on the ball here. And then later we're going to be like, you want to go get some fucking gelato? And he's like, what's that? And he's like, doesn't fucking know shit. I mean, he knows what gelato is because he mentioned it. But you know what I mean? But it's like, are you fucking stupid? You can hit on the head. Are you okay? Like, I feel like at 12 you should know some of the shit. But like, you know what I mean? For someone who acts like he doesn't comprehend anything, coming out with all that, no, something sus, motherfucker.
This is no fun. There's nothing more boring than a human who can never get serious about anything.
Well, that seems a little on the nose to Gyobu.
Our household has no need for you. Get out of here, Yuki.
Is that it?
I'm fine with being born.
If I lose everything by being serious, then I'd rather just throw it all away. I looked at the screen again as I heard that line. Haiji and Gyobu both appeared different from usual. Both of them seem... They're strangely good at acting today. Don't you agree, Bonjo?
You say that, but you're running away. You run away because you don't want to lose.
This is too on... We're good at acting. No, because this is too on the nose. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing more boring than a human who can never get serious. That is literally a slap in the face to Gyobu. Like, Gyobu and Haiji, do they have the same color eyes? Are they related, you think? Me would be like, Haiji is actually Futami's younger brother, and now I'm like, is he related to Gyobu, you think? I don't know. I'm fine with being boring. I read that as I'm fine with being born, didn't I? I did, and I was thinking in my head, that sounds fucking weird. Doesn't seem right, because I read it wrong. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, I can't read today. I'm fine with being boring. If I'll lose everything by being serious, then I'd rather just throw it all away. I'm curious about that, but then you run away because you don't want to lose. We already know that Gyobu doesn't. Say what you want. I will be the one to win in the end. Again, this is so fucking...
Oh, really? Someone who can't be serious now will never be able to defeat me. Fight it all you want.
Listen! 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 This is too on the nose. And now I'm back to, like, see, okay, Haiji probably is the producer. As you wish. I'll do things my way. Farewell, brother. The drama ended there. I was stunned for a while after the stream ended. The room had quieted down, and I looked toward Futami and Tomose. Both of them were simply quiet. It's too on the nose, like it's too paralleled, Kase and Iochi then came in from the outside. Looking at their expressions, I could tell that they'd been watching the drama too.
It was the right decision to quarantine those two.
Huh? Why?
Did you not see the act just now? I think those two are just starting to reveal their true natures.
True natures? Right. I don't think that was so much acting, but them just speaking purely out of emotion, right? The lines were very much on par, and I figured when they were like, they're good at acting. Right, okay. I mean, I was on the same, I get what the game was pushing you. But that's interesting. So, like, is it 100% face value? There's definitely a lot of like, oh, you just don't want to lose. You can't lose to me. And you wonder if Yobu is starting to suspect Haiji as the producer, and then this is Haiji's way or someone popping out being like, oh yeah? Good luck, you're not going to win. Because Gyobu would have to then convince everybody else that Haiji's the producer, but they don't trust Gyobu. You know what I mean? So they're not going to believe him if he comes out and says, oh, Haiji's absolutely the fucking producer, guys. I figured it out. They're going to be like, yeah, why would we trust you? You know what I mean? Like,
I agree. At the very least, there appears to be a sort of rift between the two. That's only the case if both of them know something.
you mean that they're both hiding something? I mean, I think we knew that they were both hiding something. Well, looking at what we just saw, it can't be helped if you think that way. But don't tell me you think one of them's the producer. Futami's like, don't tell me you think one of them's the producer because that ruins all my plans, and then you would know that one of them is actually the producer, and I'm trying to hide that. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's possible.
What about Dazai? Do we still suspect him?
I don't know as of right now, but we need to take into account what we do depending on the sort of position he'd take.
That was a long sentence, I'm sorry. If it's just suspicious activities, it'd be Gyobu. However, based on his acting just now, Haiji has suddenly changed his attitude. I backed away quietly, and I went outside alone. I can't bear to hear this. I understood why they wanted to talk about it that way, but I didn't want to hear it anymore. I felt like I'd get emotional and start saying things I shouldn't. To believe or to suspect, both can be so difficult. Just as I began to feel better, it was gloomy again. I felt compelled to start walking. And I also think this came up kind of now because it's like, all right, like, they're having a fight and everyone's like, okay, it's between the two of them. They're both fucking sus. And they're like, we don't know who to suspect now. Dazai might be as safe, but one of these, like, and then you're in Gyobu's route, so you're going to be like, but Aichi's just 12. Obviously not, girl. You know what I mean? Futami basically handed that to you, which I think is very funny because Futami has to know who the producer is. You know what I mean? I feel like they have to. And here I am again. The warehouse entrance was open, so I peeked inside and heard Chikasaki's voice.
Ibana, good work here. I'll change places with you for lookout.
Okay, thanks. I rushed to hide behind something to make sure Abana didn't see me as he left. That was close. Who knows what Abana would say if he saw me here? I've sneezed. I was still nervous as I peeked into the warehouse again and saw Chikasaki checking the lock. I quietly went up to him from behind. Chikasaki? Oh, it's you, Sana. I'm sorry I surprised you. This is hard for me to say, but sure, I can open it now. I'd asked him numerous times, so he already knew what I would ask and unlocked it. I put my hand against the door while turning to Chikasaki once more. Chikasaki, did you watch the drama just now? I did. The others who watched it are now discussing it in the living room, talking about who might be the producer.
Oh, really? Is that why you came here?
The more worried I am, the more I want to believe. That's so strange.
Not at all. We just want to clear up your doubts. Then there's not much you can do but talk it out.
Even if we talk, he never gives me a straight answer.
We're still making progress. You have my support. You can be more confident about it.
Am I really making progress? But after coming this far, I shouldn't hesitate anymore. His smile encouraged me to go through the door and into the space behind it. But the one waiting for me there was someone unexpected. Does I? Oh no. I was really hoping it wasn't Haiji.
Ixisena.
When I stepped foot into the meadow, Haiji was sitting on the grass as if he'd been waiting for me. I wonder if, because, okay, so if you get Gyobu's route and he's not the producer, they've kind of made it seem like at this point, the suspicion is between Gyobu and Haiji. Doesn't mean it's not Dazai 100%. You know what I mean? But then you get Gyobu's route ending, and then if you weren't Sasa Haiji, then you are. And, I'm just curious how that works. If you got to this point and you had never suspected Haiji before, after seeing that drama where you're like, fuck, if Gyobu's not the producer, then it's Haiji. I guess I can't really add, because you can't say, yeah, it was totally sus that he was it. Without making it, clear what the right answer is, huh. I guess it's not, you can't get to this point without suspicions, and even if the game's throwing you for a loop half the time, didn't expect Futami to be a sponsor, didn't expect Chigasaki to be a sponsor at half an alien, you're like, okay, alright, sure. So now you get Gyobu say he's not the producer. You're kind of like, okay, it's Daza, or probably Haiji, whatever. I guess it's really not like a super shock value because you got to the last 3 routes and one of these fuckers is the producer. So, I guess at this point, there's still going to be surprises, but they can't totally bamboozle you 100% because if it's Haiji and he's the last route, say, you would know once you get down Dazai's route, right? Or if you do Haiji's route next, then you're like, okay, well, it's probably Dazai. You know what I mean? So, I guess once you get to this point, it's kind of like, well, I'm suspecting everything. We'll see what the game throws at me that I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that this time, Maybe. Are you waiting for me?
Yeah, there's something I want to talk about.
He beckoned me over while saying that. I remembered the drama from earlier and hesitated for a brief moment. What's wrong? No, it's nothing. I'm reading him so creepy. What's wrong? Come on, big sis. He's gonna push me in a well or some shit. I sat down next to Haiji and was surprised at myself for hesitating, even for that moment. Because finally you're cluing in that he's sus as fuck. Why am I being like this with Haiji? Because he's always been sus and you're an idiot. It was strange. I treated him like my younger brother and wanted to protect him. Yeah! Again, I feel like that's a red flag. He's my little brother, I want to protect him. That should tell you that you shouldn't trust him.
It's about this. Found it.
Haiji picked up something placed by his side and handed it to me. I was speechless upon looking at it. Huh? The custody list? Custody list. The electronic paper display said that without a doubt. Did you find it or did you take it? Because you, as the probable producer, in my mind, you're still the producer. So you would be able to take that out. And if you were like, I found it, we'd be like, oh, I'm sure you did. You absolutely are not the producer who took it out because she's fucking naive when it comes to Haiji, okay? I was looking for this.
He found it among Big Bro Gyobu's belongings. I don't know why he had it, though.
We'll see. Now, I don't believe that. Gyobu? I was confused. Why would Gyobu have the custody list? Sounds like Gyobu and Haiji were quarantined after a discussion, and Gyobu said that he didn't know about the custody list. I am leaning toward actually believing that Gyobu didn't know and Haiji planted it. Because then you're going to ask Gyobu and he's going to be like, I don't know where that came from. Maybe I did take it. You know what I mean? Because he just does not know how to answer a question, truthfully. It's true that he saw it with me once, but he said he didn't know about its existence. Nah, that's not true. When he first got there, he said, I saw it, but he said he noticed custody list, but he never read through it. So he knew it existed. Why? Is he lying to me then? Did he secretly take it from there? Why would Gyobu do that? But he also hid an episode from the previous stream. The custody list wasn't forbidden from being taken out, so it'd be possible even beyond the preview period.
Says, seemed to want to believe Big Bro Gyobu no matter what, so I tried to look into it. But he keeps saying confusing things when I ask him stuff, so I just went through his stuff in secret. And I found this. Isn't this list something important?
Yeah, it's important. You know that. I had planned on going through it one more time. I opened up the custody list nervously. It had the names of cast members that I had previously seen. But what's most important is the last page. If it's as Iochi said.
Zena, I saw that list as well, but the data on the last page was corrupted, and I was unable to view it. Are you certain their two names were on there?
I flipped through the pages and to the section I'd previously seen. Oh, what Iochi said was true. To be fair, Gyobu is tech savvy enough to corrupt the data. I can't read it anymore.
Right. Do you want to read this part?
Yeah, the previous participants' names were here, but why
Previous participants.
See, and then he looks sus like this all the time. I saw Dazai and Abana's names on here, but Dazai said that he's not a previous participant, and Gyobu, who saw it with me, Dazai never said he wasn't a prior participant. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Everyone was asking, and he kept his mouth shut. And Abana was like, I would know he wasn't here with me. And we're like, but his name was on the list. Dazai never fucking said anything. He never confirmed nor denied it. He kept his mouth fucking shut. So Dazai said he's not but Dazai never said that. At least I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong there. But I'm going with, girl, you misremembered.
Gyobu.
I saw the custody list with Gyobu previously, and then he said he'd never seen it and evaded the question.
I remember him saying something like that. I wonder why Big Bro Gyobu said he didn't remember. He took this with him after all.
He talked about the custody list in front of everyone before the three of them were quarantined. Gyobu immediately moved to this side, so we didn't have time to stop by the library. And he'd been locked on the other side when he was quarantined, so it was impossible for him to go to the library after that. And it was already gone before the other night. In other words, Gyobu had to have taken the custody list from the library even before that. It'd be before he said he didn't remember it. Secretly have it, but evaded the topic? No, maybe he evaded it since he had it in secret. But why would he do this? I was confused as I placed my hand on the screen. The screen then switched and began to shine brightly. Huh?
There's another page. Let's see.
Upon looking at the screen, Haiji's expression changed. He spread his arms to try and cover the screen. What's wrong?
Guess it's no good to hide it now.
Haiji tilted his head to the side and looked troubled. He slowly retracted his arms. I thought it was strange, but I looked at the screen and found a familiar name. Okay, interesting. Takumi Haiji, 12, male, cast number blank blank. Interesting that that's redacted. Punishment game, name, appearance. Alright. We're going to be like, name and appearance. That doesn't mean this is... So, are you trying to tell me that there was a 12-year-old here, took his name and appearance, and that's why this Haiji exists? This Haiji isn't the same Haiji, it's different. So, like, actual little Haiji was here. I got a punishment game. We took his name and appearance. So now there's just this nameless, faceless child. That's fucked. Well, how could you take his appearance in the real... Forget that. Technicalities. But that kid got a punishment game. And you're using his name and appearance. And so everyone looks at you and thinks, oh, you're Haiji, you're 12. This is your name. And you stole that. You're not... You are something else hiding underneath here. Maybe an Arcadian. You know what I mean? Arcadians look like people, so I don't know why you'd have to steal this kid's name and appearance. But you're not the real Haiji. You get what I'm saying? There is a real Haiji that was here, got a punishment game, and now this motherfucker, fakey boy over here, is using his name and appearance and is like basically wearing a Haiji skin suit. Oh, yeah, that makes you more suspicious. This doesn't make me think, oh, okay, you're really Haiji, you really are. No, no, you're sus as fuck. You're not really. You are pretending to be this kid. You're not just pretending to be a child, you're pretending to be that child. You're like Bob Smith, who's like 30 under there or some shit. You're basically a grown ass adult in a child skin suit. Gross. Okay, might be like an actual teenager, but you're basically someone or something in a Haiji suit. Okay? This is like Men in Black with the bugs in an Oscar suit. That's what this is. So that doesn't make you look less suspicious. That makes you look more suspicious. And that should be a clue right here. Okay. Still think you're the producer, but also because that's again, even better. The producer not just pretending to be 12, but pretending to be an actual existing child. Because if you were to go back and then Haiji's there, you never find the producer. Haiji's really there. You wake up, he might be like, I don't remember you. And it's like, oh no, they must have taken, oh, that's poor kid's traumatized. And not even realize that the Haiji that woke up in the Information Bureau hospital is not the person that you've been talking to the whole time. Oh, that's some fucked up shit. Okay. All right, I'm into it. Again, not surprised, because I fucking told you there was no goddamn way he was actually 12. He's not even really Haiji. Well, shit. That's a little twist, but okay. Haiji, I looked to my side in surprise again, but he just wore a stilted smile. But why would you want us to find this? It was surprising to see his name, but I was confused at the punishment game, too. Punishment game is your name and appearance? Guess I should talk about it. Yeah, will you? Okay. Be honest, I'm a past participant of the game. Yeah, I don't really think so. Past, as in not the previous? Previous too. Everyone seems to think that the surviving past cast members are all previous participants. But that's not true. I've been in the Otherworld stream for much, much longer. And the fact that you're telling us this, yeah. Much longer? Yeah. Everyone seems to think that I'm strangely calm about it despite being a grade schooler. But I've been on the Otherworld stream for such a long time that I got used to it. Yeah, because you're the producer. All right. I can't get surprised at it no matter what happens. So maybe I don't look my age. When I first came here, I was 12. But I don't know what my real age is anymore. I don't know it myself. I mean, okay, that could explain away why, like, I came here when I was 12, and that's why I don't know a lot of shit, because I haven't experienced anything else aside from this for so long. But I still don't believe it. I think Haiji came here when he was 12, got his name and appearance stolen, and you kept it. Wanted to go back soon, but now I think that I probably won't be able to. Pretty much given up. He mumbled in his usual way. Despite what he was saying, he was awfully calm. Maybe it's also why I was able to remain calm myself. But it was crazy. The cast until now all either reached a dead end or returned. Isn't that what happened? I've seen lots of the past episodes, but I didn't see you in any of them, Haiji. I'm special. The producer loves adding special rules, and I lost by those special rules. I'm special because I am the fucking producer, or again, an alien. Listen, you're wearing a Haiji suit, okay? The deal was that I could return if I won the game. I kept losing every time. Each time I lose, my name and looks are changed. I don't believe that. Well, no. I would be like, well, okay, they take your name and appearance, but if they took that, why is your name Haiji again? Now, we don't know what Haiji looks like in the prior streams, so you might have seen a kid, okay, in the prior stream, right? But if they took Haiji's name and appearance, why does he have the same name? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. My name is Takumi Haiji right now. That's been given to me at random. My real name is... well, it's been taken away, so I don't remember. I'll remember it when I return to the other side. Oh, no. Considering the circumstances, it explained all the things that I felt were off. I feel like he purposely had this, put his information on there, did this purposely so you would see it, and so that he could bamboozle you more. This is all fucking sus as shit. But what are the special rules? Haiji, what do you have to do in order to return to our world?
I can't say. If I say it, I lose the game. He says, keep this a secret between us. I don't want you to tell everyone about it.
Or tell anyone, sorry, about it. Yeah, because then they're going to realize how sus you are, because we're naive. She's a little naive and stupid when it comes to Haiji. Like, oh no, this poor kid. Okay, but if you went and told everybody else, so blah, 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 they'd be like, yeah, no, that's bullshit right there. He's wearing a Haiji suit. How come they say Takumi Haiji loses his name and appearance, but somehow he still has the same fucking name? That doesn't make any sense. Girl, you're stupid for believing this bullshit. I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it.
I have to keep the truth a secret from everyone.
He's secret from everyone.
You, yes, you can't believe when I say stuff like this.
Haiji, stop it, bird. Believe in him. I want to be don't believe in him. Don't believe in him. I don't think we should. She's going to be stupid, though. This is Gyobu's route. I think we should not. Oh! Fuck yeah, don't believe in him. I can't believe in him yet. It's too sudden. Besides, I really do want to believe in you. When I talked to Gyobu, I thought that he was a previous participant. Now, I also have proof of that. But Haiji, you're suspecting Gyobu, aren't you?
Bro, Gyobu was a previous participant. What made you think that? Big bro Ibana said he wasn't, right?
Alright, again. Why is this not fucking sus in her brain? Why do you think Gyobu was a prior participant? Didn't Ibana say he wasn't? Yeah, Ibana also would have said that you were. But then he's like, oh, my name and appearance are different each time. Uh-huh. I mean, okay. I could almost believe that. Like, alright. Yeah. But it wouldn't say Takumi Haiji. It wouldn't say that same fucking name. He'd be like, and he wouldn't, if his name and appearance were taken and changed each time. You know what? I can understand. I can understand that, like, depending on how long you've been here. You show up and the next time you'd be like, I am me. I am Spacey. They could call me Tom for all I care. I wouldn't look like me and it'd be weird, but I know who I am inside. And after a while, you could be like so beaten and broken that you'd forget. I totally forget who I used to be. I forget my original name. But in that book, in that guy, it would not say Takumi Haiji, who was 12, had his name and appearance taken, and then right now your name is Takumi Haiji. That's not how it would be. You would see Spacey, name and appearance got taken, and I wouldn't know when I looked at that was me. Well, I mean, okay, I guess the punishment game, but the way he's saying it is, each time I lose, the punishment gain happens to me. So I lost the game once. Okay, say number 1. I was Takumi Haiji, I was 12, I lost my name and appearance. The second time I showed up, say he looks like Gyobu now, okay? And he's Gyobu, okay? He would remember he was really Haiji. Then the third time he goes through, so each time he doesn't win the game, he loses his name and appearance. So let's say he's gone through 10 times. He's now had 10 different names and 10 different appearances. He's forgotten who he really was. He wouldn't be able to look in that book and fucking know. And it wouldn't say Takumi Haiji. If he's losing his name and appearance each time, it would never say the same fucking name. You'd see Ibana, then Haiji, then Gyobu, then so-and-so. You know what I mean? And you'd see, and he'd be like, all these people that list back, and he would be able to go all the way fucking back through all the punishment games and see all the different people who lost their name and appearance. Because that custody list is every single person. It goes through their punishment game, and then it'll do dead end when they've gotten a dead end. So if you lose every single time, there should be a record 5, 10, 15, 50 times. However many times you have gone through this, there should be a record of person A lost their name and appearance, person B lost their name and appearance, where you could trace that back and go, that's who I was originally. It would not just be on this last page, and it wouldn't say Haiji name and appearance. That was a fucking plant. I don't think that was there when we flipped through it, because we were like, the last page. Why was there now magically another last page? So I don't think this is real at all. I don't know. I don't trust it. And if the game's trying to tell me, no, it's actually true, he has been here a million times, and then blah, 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 he's not the producer and whatever, it's like, that doesn't make any motherfucking sense, because that would never say Takumi Haiji, because that's who he is right now, not who he was the last time. Because he says every time has a different name and a different face. So he wouldn't be in there, and you wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Would not be. There's something so fucking bullshit about this. And the game's logic doesn't pan out. You know what I mean? So I don't believe it for a second. There might be some truth mixed in there, but I don't believe that that's the whole truth. Okay? Because it would never say the same fucking name that you had. You know? That's a ruse to be like, see? Oh, and then he's gonna tell you the story and you're gonna believe him, even though there are giant fucking holes like Swiss cheese in this story. And then, yeah. So then Big Bro Abana said he wasn't. Yeah, but he also never said you were. Okay. Well, I don't think they asked about you directly, but I don't think Abana would have lied. Abana was like, no, Dazai wasn't here. No, Kyoba wasn't here. He didn't say yes or no to Haiji, but Abana doesn't remember. Yes, but a lot happened since then. In truth, it was because I saw the past episodes of a previous stream, but I shouldn't tell that to Haiji right now. Sisina, I don't like it when you're being tricked by Big Bro Kyobu. He's lying. Yeah, I think you're lying more. The reason why you doubt Kyobu so much is because you saw him enter Akase's room. Is there any other reason? I do. He hid the list the other day. I think it's because he didn't want the others to know that I was a previous participant. Why? That would make you look more sus. Because if they found out I'm a previous participant, everyone will join my side. If that happens, I'll lose the game again. That might get everyone to be able to accuse the producer. See, that sounds sus too. If they find out I'm a previous participant, everyone will join my side. I didn't know we were taking sides. Doesn't that sound suspicious? But okay. If that happens, I'll lose the game again. That might get everyone to be able to accuse the producer. If everyone joins your side, that means you lose the game? That doesn't make sense. The producer. Oh, but this is just my imagination, so please don't get mad at me. Sure. That maybe Big Bro Kyobu is the producer. That's something the producer would say. That's why he's trying to accuse me as the producer to get out of it. Traitor does that each time to win. Which is what you're doing right now. Besides, Bro Kyobu seems to know more about this world than me sometimes. That's because you're playing stupid. I don't trust a goddamn motherfucking word you say. He was a previous participant, then why doesn't Big Bro Abana say that Big Bro Kyobu is one? He also said Dazai wasn't. He hasn't taken a punishment game, yet he still came back as a cast member. Isn't that strange? Okay, I'll agree with him on that. That is strange. Why did Kyobu come back? Big Sis, don't believe in what Big Bro Kyobu says. There has to be a trap somewhere in there. I feel like this is way more sus than it. There's so many goddamn... There is a pirate ship of red flags sailing on that tiny little river back there. Bro Kyobu lies all the time. That's true, though. Whenever he's talking to you, he's never serious. That is also true. I quietly listened to what Haiji had to say, but the fact that Haiji knew we were going to show up popped up to stop us, to give us, to sail. This is so fucking suspicious. Do you not see that giant fucking pirate ship of red flags that's on that tiny... I don't know how it fits on that tiny little river. Do you see it? I can see it. I started feeling overwhelmed by all of it. But still, can't agree to all of it. It wasn't that he didn't make sense. No, he does not make sense at all. Something still fell off. Okay, he's got a little bit of sense. Kyobu's always lying and is never serious. I mean, valid. Why didn't Abana say Kyobu was a prior participant? Abana doesn't fucking remember. That's clear. I don't know why she can't put that piece together. Because Abana said Dazai wasn't, but we know for a fact Dazai was. Dazai is now... She's over here. Dazai said he wasn't. Dazai never said shit. So that's also suspicious, but whatever. Where would it be? Would I find out if I think about it carefully? Maybe if I can calm down and think about it. Right when I started thinking about it, I realized it. Haiji, I understand what you're trying to say. I won't tell anyone, but let me think about it. Sure. I got it. Sorry for saying something weird. Also, sorry for lying until now. I said this was all too difficult to understand, but that was all a lie. I should be 12 years old. Not as smart as the others, so I had to say that I didn't understand. Don't worry about it. It's because of those special rules, right? Nah, I think it's because you're kind of an Arcadian or some shit. Yeah. Sorry I couldn't tell you about that. I mean, there might be some truth in the fact that, like, he's been here and perpetually punished for whatever, or, like, you know what I mean? He's always been here. But I don't believe that Yobu's the producer and you're, like, I don't know. I don't, there could be some underlying truth to it. You know what I mean? There's always a little bit of truth in lies. You know what I mean? You don't blatantly make up a huge lie without having a little bit of something to make it seem more plausible. So I feel like there's probably little bits and pieces that are parts of the truth, but they're so sprinkled in there that most of it's bullshit, and you're like, yeah, still don't trust anything you say. I should say sorry too. I'm sorry I couldn't help. It's okay. Well, I'll be going now. Haiji ran through the grass like a child. How old he really is. How old is he really? I thought of his sad face as he had said it. Sorry, Haiji. My heart hurt. In truth, I didn't want to suspect anyone. To believe in someone means to suspect someone else in their place. There were definitely all sorts of factors in play, but there wasn't anything I could do to be sure of. Or there wasn't anything I could be sure of, sorry. There was no doubt that everything was suspect, everything and everyone. But I found myself wanting to believe in Kyobu. Yeah, I'd rather believe in him than Haiji, to be fair. I thought about what Kyobu had said over and over again while listening to him. I was looking for the right counter-argument. Thought about where the holes were in Haiji's explanations as I listened. I hoped to myself that those feelings I held weren't due to unnecessary emotions. I had to make the best decision possible to arrive at the truth and return back home. I want to believe in Kyobu instead of Haiji. It's not because I like Kyobu, is it? It absolutely is, but also I want to believe in Kyobu over Haiji because I'd have never believed in Haiji. I figured he'd sus as fuck. And Kyobu's been sus as fuck, but at least in a fun way. Haiji's been in a creepy way. I hope that wasn't the case. If that wasn't true, then I'd be able to say with certainty that I was being rational. However, my heart started to race again as if to tell me that it was true, over and over again. After Haiji was gone, I lied down and looked up at the sky and the meadow. The sun slowly started to move through the sky as the two white moons shined in their usual spots. That's so strange. Still thought it was odd, but I was probably the odd one. I broke the rules behind everyone's back and visited the sides so many times. I consider myself to be Haiji's older sister, but now I'm starting to suspect him too. Good, finally! My previous self would never have thought that I'd end up breaking the rules or suspecting others. It's like I'm a different person. Everything I do is unprecedented and free. Yeah, which maybe is the real person you are if you were the producer. Like Kyobu. Oh, are you sleeping? I figured it was our boyfriend. Kyobu? I know we're close to time, but like, I'm really invested, so I want to go a little bit. I woke up and saw Gyobu in front of me. Morning. Was I interrupting something? You weren't. My face felt hotter instantly. Speaking of which, Gyobu jumped on me the night before. Oh, Haiji said you were here and told me to come see you. Huh? Haiji said that? Is he telling me to talk to him to verify it? Or, I guess you hate me now. I'll just go back now. He turned around to leave to the residential area, but I grabbed a Gyobu's uniform without thinking. Wait, I don't hate you. Not at all. That's rare. Usually you just... No, forget what I said. Still want to talk with me? Sure. I think we have to talk. Gyobu then dropped down and sat in front of me. Let's do that then. I won't try to have my way with you this time. Okay. That's all you'll respond with? Silence overcame us. Usually Gyobu would say something, even if that silence was only for a brief moment. It didn't happen today. What am I supposed to ask him again? About the custody list? For the previous participants? About Hygie? But he said the answer is inside of me, right? Remembered. Yes, I did say that. But in retrospect, that might have been a bit mean. Mean? You contacted May, didn't you? What were you talking about? Was it about me? Huh, you weren't talking about me? Does I say something? So you did contact him. I had a feeling you did. Huh? He didn't say anything to me, but I could tell from the way May looks at things. He's always too honest. You as well. And that's why I keep saying this. You'll believe anything when you're treated kindly. But when I asked you to remember it, you said you'd do your best to. Was I not supposed to? Definitely not. You're completely trusting of May, aren't you? I don't know. In the end, I keep contacting him, so maybe I do trust him. Do you have a reason for that? Don't tell me it's just because he was nice to you. See, this is why I'm saying this. Committed so easily to trying to remember. You're so honest to a fault. Yobu showed some disgust as he reclined lazily. Was I that bad about it? But right now I envy you. I can never trust anyone like that without a reasoning behind it. Not that I'm able to trust everyone all the time for no reason. I would sometimes be worried and be unable to believe in someone. And Kyobu, you too. It was tough for me to be unable to trust anyone. I can't bring myself to distrust everyone and be alone. I'm only doing this for my own sake. It's not anything for you to be envious about. You only think it's tough because you're used to doing it that way. You're so dense in that you're unable to realize that. You're completely different from me. But seeing how you can't just laugh it off, maybe I'm starting to get influenced by that side. Influenced? What do you mean? That same side as you. Same side as me. But I'm the same way. I'm being influenced by Gyobu. I break the rules and create secrets that I don't want to tell anyone about. I started to doubt the people I wanted to believe in, like Hygie. Yeah, well, I think it's right to doubt him. I looked at Gyobu while thinking that. He stared into the distance while being deep in thought. After a while, he turned back to me. Hey, so don't you have a reason? A reason that guarantees you're not the producer? Why are you asking this all of a sudden? I want proof. Sort of like a proof of identity that's absolute. Or maybe a bodily feature that can prove it. Don't you have something like that? I don't think I do. Not so. He was grinning, but his eyes were not smiling. I've also tried to find the reasoning like this previously. Does that mean you're trying to believe in me? Is that why you're asking? He scratched his head as he stood up. The wind blew, fluttering his hair as the questions fell on me. You want to remember? Or do you not want to remember? Do you still want to interact with me? What does that mean? But I want to remember. Not so. I'd say that. I really do envy you. If I didn't try to mess with things, you wouldn't have said it like... Yoba suddenly clapped his hands. All right, let's play a game. A simple game of true or false. Huh? You say true or false to my questions. Ready? Right now? Gotta click the button, but I guess not. Right now. Here goes. What? Sure. Here's the question. I'm really your classmate. True or false? Huh? Classmate? No, don't be surprised. Answer me with true or false. Now which one's the right answer? Pick one. Then... Ooh. Do we believe he's really our classmate? If we say false, then we think he's lying. If we say true, we think he's telling the truth. So I feel like she'd be like, true, I think we should have faith in him. Yeah, okay. Cool. True? Oh, that was quick. Is that your final answer? Final answer. Correct. Classmate. Classmate. Boo-boo? It's a bit late for this, but I still don't believe it. I've never seen him around before. Are you really? We're in the same class? Next question. I'm actually the producer. True or false? Huh? Right now I just... No talking in the middle of the game. I'll handle your questions later. Now answer me. Then my answer is, I'm gonna say false. That's my guess. I'm really your classmate. True. She's like, I don't remember you. That should clue you in that your memories were taken, which we kind of already suspected. And like, Ibana doesn't remember Dazai Gyobu or anybody that was in the prior thing. We could have been a prior participant and we don't remember Gyobu, but he remembers us. You know what I mean? I think we don't remember him. So I believe that was true. So I think false because I don't. Okay. Juana, I don't suspect Gyobu is the producer necessarily. I don't necessarily believe that they would give you the producer right now. And I feel like saying you know what I mean? So that's a little wishful thinking on my part. I don't want it to be true. But also I feel like she wouldn't suspect he was the producer even if he is. You know? Okay, false. Good for us. False. Correct. He didn't hesitate. I absolutely did. Yeah, there's no way I won't trust the person that's trying his best to trust me. Those two questions conclude the game. Good job. Also, thank you. I realize that I'm among the things that you want to believe in. I don't really understand why, but that makes me kind of happy. Even though he said he felt happy, he seemed to be frowning. Both of our bangles rang at the same time. The Kyobu put his hand over my bangle to try and suppress the sound. We're not done yet, so let's continue. Although I'm your classmate, you and everyone else probably don't know me. I haven't gone to school even once ever since I got into my second year, so of course you won't know me. I haven't gone to school. No wonder there was nothing for you to remember in the first place. Sorry for lying about that. That was the second time. The second time he apologized to me like that. Okay, so he might have transferred. I'm technically your classmate, but he never got to into school because he was in the past stream, or maybe even a prior one before that. You fell for everything May said, so I felt like teasing you about it. It really is mean of you. I tried so hard to remember whatever it was. Yeah, I thought so. So you can get mad at me all you want, but for now, let me continue on to what's next. So I feel like Dazai wanted you to remember something, and then now Gyobu is like, yeah, and you're like, what do I have to remember? He's like, nah, I'm fucking with you. What's next? I'm a previous participant. I'm no producer. I asked Kay to keep quiet about this. Okay. So Ibana does remember Gyobu. Alright. Really? It'd be harder to get around if people expect stuff from me, and it's a pain to be asked questions. I also wanted to see who would suspect who. People who don't doubt others are suspicious. That was my philosophy. And the reason why I came back here was because of something left undone. I repeated that last line and Gyobu nodded. But I don't exactly know what it is that I've left it undone. All a haze. And I knew that I had to come back. I needed to verify that's before I need to verify what that is before I go back to the real world. Oh, it's time. I looked down at my bangle and Gyobu let go of it. Drama was starting. There was a drama with Gyobu and me. I know, Bird, but it's just a nail. School of Forgiveness. Blue and green filled the surroundings. It was the all too familiar classroom. And this is where we'll stop then. Perfect. Interesting. So, okay. I feel like that's pretty safe that Gyobu's not the producer, and I still think it's fucking IG. But, I mean, it still could be Dazai. But I'm still on the IG train. If it's Dazai, I'll be like, alright, fine, I'll take it. But IG, again, is the producer or a fucking alien. I don't believe his story. There might be a little bit of truth under there, but most of it's still a lie. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.